Kevin Pritchard. I'm a professional windsurfer. I've been doing it for the last 20 so odd years professionally, and won a couple world titles along the way. So had a great career. You know, couldn't really ask for too much more, and it's been good. I've been doing slalom and waves, and you know, just having the time of my life. What I'm going to talk about is the slalom discipline, how it works, how it is, what it's like to become a professional, how to do it, and you know, the training methods, the you know, the gear tuning, and all that good stuff. Slalom is about going around a course as fast as you can. You have usually you have about 8 buoys of downwind slalom, where you start between a boat and a buoy. There's about 4 minutes of time sequence. You start your watch, you get ready to go, hit the starting line at 0. So that's kind of my starting procedure. Then you get going, go down the first reach. It's the most important part of the reach, is you know, to get a good start, and then you move on to the first jibe, and that's the most critical jibe for sure. You go around the first mark, which is probably the most critical mark, where you come into the first jibe, everybody's crashing, everybody's, you know, jockeying for position. So the first mark is the most important mark. Then you go to the next 4 jibe marks and through a finish line. Usually that's the basic slalom course. Some of the keys is obviously to get a good start. That's the #1 key. If you get a bad start, you're screwed. It's kind of a short, quick race, so you gotta nail the start. And the first jibe mark. First jibe mark is one of the most important things as well. So those two items, you get through it, and you're down the road into the next heat. So how do you become a slalom racer? Well, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of time put into your gear, and in time on the water, and time in the gym. So to be a slalom sailor, you really gotta have motivation. You gotta put a lot into it, and go out there on the water as much as possible and figure everything out. How do you figure everything out? You figure everything out by you know, really going for it. Training, testing your board, testing your fins. If you got a couple different fins, you got to go out there and really focus on that. The easiest way to test that stuff is with a training partner. For sure, if you have somebody that's your same level, is really going to help, or better. Usually it's best if you can train with somebody who's better than you, because you know, they'll help you out. Usually what I do is I have one guy who stays the same, and then I will change one thing at a time, so you know exactly what you're changing, and if you're progressing or going backwards. If you change too many things at the same time, you're gonna not know what it was. Maybe you move your mast track forward and your foot straps back, and your foot straps back made the board faster, but your mast track back made it go slower. So you got to really do one step at a time, and that's why it's time consuming. So you got to really know, you know, what your gear settings are. You got to play around with your downhaul, play around with your outhaul. A lot of times you look at the rig settings, and you see what's printed on the sail. They're really close, because usually all the test teams are out there trying to get the product right, and so that's a good base setting. But after that, you got to really, you know, just tinker around with it, see what feels right, see what's going fast against your training partner, and go from there. Slalom is pretty fun. You know, it takes a lot of work to do it. You got to be motivated, you got to be focused, you got to be, all your gear is got to be in shape, in tune, and you know, make sure it's geared up to go fast and go win. A lot of the training for slalom comes before the event. You know, I see sometimes guys go out and start training at the event. Well, that's too late. You got to start training for slalom way before that. You got to start in the springtime. You got to test all your gear, you got to try all your fins, you got to try all your different settings and make sure that what you have to go race on, you know what it is, you know you're confident about it, and you know you got the best possible chance you can have to go out and win.